On May 15, 1999, the glittering lights of Coral Reef High School's gymnasium in Miami, Florida, illuminated hundreds of teenagers in tuxedos and gowns. The night should have been a celebration, a rite of passage. Instead, it became a nightmare that would haunt the city for years. Isabella vanished during her prom. One moment she was on the dance floor with friends, the next she was gone. Her silver jewelry box, a cherished Sweet 16 gift from her father, disappeared with her. Despite a massive search, countless news stories, and a reward that stretched into six figures, Isabella was never seen again. For 6 years, her family lived with unanswered questions and the agony of not knowing. Then, in 2005, a janitor at Coral Reef High made a discovery that would reopen the case and send shockwaves through Miami once more. The discovery behind the wall: Miguel Santos had worked as a janitor at Coral Reef High for nearly 2 decades. In 2005, he was assigned to oversee renovations in the school's basement, space being converted into a new computer lab. When construction workers tore down an old wall behind the boiler room, something tumbled out of the debris: a dusty silver jewelry box. Santos immediately recognized the name engraved on the lid: Isabella, Sweet 16, Love, Papa. He called the school's principal, who in turn contacted Isabella's brother, Derek Castellanos. When Derek arrived, he held the jewelry box in his trembling hands, the same one Isabella had taken to prom. The box wasn't alone.
Hey!
Hidden with it were other items: a dried corsage, a faded prom ticket, and a small velvet pouch containing a pair of pearl earrings. For the first time in 6 years, there was new evidence and new hope. A pattern emerges. Other high-profile disappearances? Isabella's case wasn't the only high-profile disappearance haunting the late 1990s. In Chicago, 1998, twins Jessica and Joshua Thornton, children of real estate mogul William Thornton, vanished while Christmas shopping at Millennium Mall. Their case had also gone cold, till a security guard discovered their personal effects hidden behind a loose brick in the mall's basement 7 years later. In both cases, personal items were deliberately concealed during building renovations. In both, the families were prominent, the disappearances sudden, and the investigations stymied by dead ends and possible cover-ups. Was there a connection, or was this a chilling coincidence born of two cities' darkest moments? Reopening the investigation, Miami detective Sarah Chen, renowned for her work on cold cases, was assigned to Isabella's case after the jewelry box surfaced. The evidence suggested Isabella's disappearance had not been a random abduction. The jewelry box and other items were hidden behind a false wall in a section of the school. Scheduled for renovation in 2000, someone with knowledge of the building's plans had placed them there, intending for them to remain hidden forever. DNA analysis would take weeks, but Chen was determined to follow every lead. She began by re-examining the original investigation. The night of the prom, what really happened? Witnesses recalled seeing Isabella laughing with friends and taking photos near the punch bowl around 10:30 p.m. at 11:15. She was seen leaving the gym with a classmate, but security footage showed Isabella walking alone toward the basement stairwell, an area off-limits to students. The footage ended abruptly. The school's security system had suffered a malfunction that night, erasing 45 minutes of recordings. At the time, this was dismissed as a technical glitch. Detective Chen interviewed former staff and students. Several remembered seeing a substitute janitor working the prom night, a man not recognized as regular staff. His name never appeared in employment records. Was he the key to the mystery? A secret in the walls? Construction records revealed that the basement renovation was overseen by a contractor with ties to the Castellanos family's business rivals. The contractor, Carlos Mendez, had access to the building's blueprints and security codes. When questioned, Mendez denied any involvement, but phone records placed him near the school on the night of Isabella's disappearance. Meanwhile, the DNA from the corsage matched a convicted felon named Victor Alvarez, who had worked as a subcontractor for Mendez's company in 1999. Alvarez was already serving time for unrelated charges. Under questioning, he admitted to being in the school that night, but claimed he had nothing to do with Isabella's disappearance. Detective Chen pressed harder. Alvarez eventually confessed that he had seen Isabella in the basement, arguing with a man he recognized as Mendez. Fearing for his own safety, Alvarez fled the scene. He never saw Isabella again. The cover-up. As the investigation deepened, Chen uncovered evidence of a cover-up. The security system failure on prom night was no accident. Mendez had paid a school IT technician to disable the cameras. The false wall in the basement had been built during the 2000 renovation. After Isabella vanished, and Mendez's company had handled the work. The theory: Isabella had stumbled upon something she wasn't supposed to see. Perhaps a meeting between Mendez and someone else in the school's basement. When she threatened to go to the authorities, Mendez panicked. The jewelry box and other items were hidden to erase any trace of her presence. But why target Isabella? And what happened to her body? A family's suffering, a city's reckoning for the Castellanos family. We never gave up looking for her, her father Rafael told reporters. But finding her things hidden in that wall, it's like losing her all over again. The case reignited media interest and public outrage. How could a young woman vanish from her own high school and evidence be hidden for years without anyone noticing? Was there a broader conspiracy involving school staff, contractors, and even business rivals? Victor Alvarez faced additional charges for his role in the cover-up. The school district pledged to overhaul security and review all past incidents. The search for Isabella. Despite the breakthroughs, Isabella's body was never found. Ground-penetrating radar and cadaver dogs searched the school grounds and surrounding areas, but no remains were discovered. Others held out hope that she might still be alive, held against her will. The case remains open, but the discovery of Isabella's jewelry box and the subsequent unraveling of a cover-up brought long overdue attention to the dangers lurking even in seemingly safe places. Lessons learned: the story of Isabella Castellanos is a cautionary tale of privilege, power, and secrecy. Her disappearance and the subsequent discovery of her belongings behind a false wall exposed not just a crime, but a culture of silence and complicity. For Detective Chen, the case reinforced the importance of perseverance in cold cases. Sometimes, the truth is literally hidden in the walls, she said. You just have to keep looking. For the Castellanos family, closure remains elusive. But the city of Miami and families everywhere learned a painful lesson. Even the brightest nights can hide the darkest secrets.